All right guys, so the uphill shot, the one where you're really tilted away from your target, very difficult. The ball's going to shoot off super high. I'm going to show you how to make those adjustments so you can hit this ball nice and clean and get it right on the middle of the green or back out into the middle of the fairway. Let's go and get started. All right, so the main thing we're trying to combat here as we have a shot that's very tilted away from the target is, number one, we can imagine we have our normal amount of loft on this club. Let's say that this is the normal amount of loft. That's me on flat ground. As I start to tilt with this heel, that's going to add more and more loft to this club. The ball is going to go a lot higher. It's also going to go a little bit shorter because now I'm lofting it more vertical instead of forward. I'm going to lose a little bit of distance. So that's the main thing that we're trying to combat here. And then number two, we're leaning away from the target. And if we make our normal swing, we're almost chopping down into the ground, into the side of the heel, and that can make it difficult to get clean contact. So number one, the ball is going to launch higher. Number two, we're going to be chopping down into the hill, and we need to do some things to combat these. So let's start out with our stance. We'll start from the ground up here. Now, since we're on a little bit of a hill, we're off balance, I always like to take a little bit of a wider stance if I can. We don't have to get crazy with this, but just get wide enough to where you feel like you can stay in some balance. I'm also going to be tilting, so if this is my normal position with my shoulders, I'm going to get my shoulders to tilt even more so that I'm more matching this slope, or even a little bit more than matching the slope, and that's going to put more weight on my right foot. So don't try to fight that. That's completely normal. A little bit of a wider stance, a little bit more weight on our right side is going to be completely fine. Also, since I'm tilting my body and my shoulders to match this slope, I'm going to be swinging a little bit more up to match that. So now that I'm in this position, my club can ride up the hill. Whereas a lot of times I'll see people try to fight this hill. They'll lean to the left to try to balance out their weight. Now you can imagine that arc is coming down into the hill, and I'm going to be chopping down into it. I have to hit the ball perfect to be able to do that and get away with that kind of a swing. Now, since I'm leaning back, I'm adding more loft. This ball is going to fly a lot higher, which is going to make it go a little bit shorter. What I recommend to do is take at least one more club. If I'm on a really severe slope, I may take 2 or even 3 extra clubs to be able to make sure that I get to the green. Now, if we're too far away, let's say we're 200 yards out, maybe we don't have a club that goes much over 200 yards, don't try to kill the ball. It's going to be better to get it back out and play, advance it, try to get up and down, to save a par, than it is going to be to try to whack away at this ball that's very difficult to hit anyways. We get into some trouble, especially if we start hitting it high up in the air. It could go into the water, into the trees, and now we're going to make a double or triple bogey. Take a little bit of your medicine. If you're close to the green, 1 extra club, maybe 2 extra clubs, get it on the middle of the green. Don't try to go for the pin, because we're not going to have the control of the ball flight like we normally would, because things are so different. Now lastly here, if it's not too far of an uphill slope, I'm taking an extra club, which will give me a little bit more distance. Because I'm naturally going to be swinging up this hill, I think it's a little easier if you play the ball slightly forward in your stance. Now that will get the ball to go a little bit higher, but I think that'll also get your swing moving more up. So this is a little bit more of an advanced type technique. If you can be sure that you're going to get to the green, playing a little bit more up will get the ball to go higher, but you're going to be taking extra club to combat that. So you don't have to do that one. That's if we're really trying to get clean with it. The slope isn't too severe. Once it starts to get pretty severe, we want to play it in the normal spot in our stance, because it's just going to go too high for my normal eye. So wider stance, weight on our back foot. We're matching the angle of a slope. I have an extra club. And then finally, as I finish my swing, realize that my back foot is almost going to do a little rotate, a pivot. So as I come on through, my toe is going to turn toward the target, and then I'm going to have my weight falling back on this right foot. Especially on a severe slope, there's just no way to keep your balance and stay with a normal swing. So I'm going to look something like this, and then my weight's going to fall back. You'll see players do this all the time on the PGA Tour, and they're hitting some slopes you just may not have realized that's what was going on. So let's put all this together, get it back out in the middle of the fairway. All right guys, play well, get off those uphill lies. You're going to do fine with them once you get some practice with this. Drop over a big bucket of balls, go through these drills. It's going to be easy. Hey guys, hope you enjoyed the video. I got a great bonus for you. We all want lag, and I got a bonus video that's going to play a preview here in a second. If you want to watch that full lag video, it's one of my #1 lag drills. It's going to help you to get more lag and more speed right away. Go ahead and click the link that pops up on your screen if you're on a desktop, your computer. If you're on a phone or a tablet, go ahead and click the iCard that pops up on your screen. You'll get instant access to that. Plus, you're going to get 5 bonus videos from my Top Speed Golf system. you're going to get instant access to those too. So good luck to you guys. I'll see you guys soon. Remember to subscribe also, click that thumbs up, that really helps us out. And I'll see you guys in the lag video. Hi guys, and welcome back. I'm Clay Ballard, and in today's video we're going to talk about one of the absolute worst drills for creating lag. It's a very common drill that I see. And in this drill, what we're going to do is we're going to set the wrist very early to create an angle of lag, and then we're going to try to hold this throughout the swing. It's one of the worst things that you can do to build lag. I'm going to talk about the science behind why this is the case, and I'm also going to give you a great drill to help you improve your lag, all in this video. Let's go ahead and get started. If I do it this way versus holding that position, exact same thing happens when we're building the lag in the golf swing. So what we want to do is throughout the swing, I want to have a very low and wide takeaway. So I'm not going to set my wrist early at all. If you look at a lot of the top players, you look at Adam Scott, very wide takeaway, not very much wrist set at all. You look at Rory McIlroy, look at Tiger Woods. All these players are using a wide takeaway and not getting very much wrist set, so that later in the swing, as we start down, we can increase this wrist set, and we're really only going to max out this angle of lag for a split second in the downswing. Okay, so a three-step drill here. Now, as we get started with this, I want to remind you that the fulcrum in this golf club for getting a massive amount of lag is right at the end of the golf club. This is where I want my hinge point to be.